Hello everyone, we the students of XIMB Institute of Management Bhubaneswar are going to talk about the sustainability practices of the sugar industry in India. First, the introduction. India is the second largest sugar producer in the world and the largest in sugar production, that is 15% and 25% of the global market share. This industry supports 50 million farmers and their families, which includes 0.5 million semi-skilled laborers in the mills, encompassing about 599 operating sugar mills, 319 distilleries, and 180 cogeneration plants across various states. The major producing states are Maharashtra, Gujarat, Uttar Pradesh, Punjab, and Karnataka, which produces raw materials for numerous secondary industries like pulp, chemical, and paper units. It also produces 2.7 billion liters of alcohol and 2,300 megawatts of power. The industry overview. The sugar industry can be divided into two sectors, which are organized and the unorganized sector. Sugar factories belong to the organized sector, and those who produce traditional sweeteners fall into the unorganized sector. The raw materials and the products are gur and khandasari.
Now moving on to the manufacturing process of sugar, the step 1 being the extracting of the juice from the sugarcane by the method of pressing, then the second step being the boiling of the juices of the sugarcane in order to obtain the crystals. The crystallized sugar is spined in the extractors in order to form the raw sugar. This raw sugar is taken to the refinery for the process of filtering and washing in order to discard the non-sugar elements from the sugar. The purified sugar is then crystallized again and dried upon in order to make it ready for packaging. Now some of the problems that are associated with the sugar industry being the low yield of sugarcane in order that the crushing season is very short and the fluctuating power or the electricity in the agricultural and rural areas. The break-even of the industry is very low as there is a high cost of production and the size of the mills that are being used is very small and uneconomic. The machinery used in the mills are too old and obsolete, and there is regional imbalances in the machinery too. And the most important criteria or the problem with the sugar industry being the lower per capita consumption of the sugarcane.
Hello everyone, this is Nikita and I'll be covering the top players in sugar industry. The key players are Shri Renuka, Triveni Engineering and Industries Limited, Balrampur Chini, Dhampur Sugar Mills Limited, EID Parry, Mavana Sugars, DCM Shriram Industries Limited and Dalmia Sugar. Moving on to the regulatory environment around sugar production. Firstly, there has been a change in the state policy because of which sugar factories can now operate within a radius of 15 km, and therefore there has been reduction in the transportation costs of cane, which otherwise required to bring sugar cane from long distance. Apart from that, there has been some liberation of government sugar policies, due to which more private players have been attracted into the industry. Then there is sugarcane cultivation and its major policy decision making, which is currently being fixed by as a fair and remunerative policy price and is taken by union government. But subsequently, some state governments also fix its price and given by the state advised price (SAP).
Now, coming to the environmental impacts. The environmental impacts can be divided into three categories: field level impacts, farm level impacts, and landscape level impacts. In field level impacts, we talk about the soil erosion, economic and environmental aspects of soil erosion, water generated soil erosion, wind generated soil erosion. As we know that there are many microorganisms present in the soil which help for the healthy growth of the crop cultivated. So, for farm level impacts, the suite of microorganisms associated with a crop is often overlooked, although it plays such a critical role in ecosystem function. For example, in the turnover of soil organic matter. Coming to the landscape level impacts, agriculture undoubtedly is the predominant influence on the Earth's land surface and represents the main cause of wetland habitat loss. This occurs especially through the runoff of polluted effluent in watercourses due to heavy abstraction of freshwater resources upstream of wetlands. Then the major causes of impacts can result from the habitat clearance, overuse of water, and discharge of mill effluents. In habitat clearance, we can talk about habitat destruction due to cane cultivation. Then there is recent land clearance for sugarcane cultivation. Then there is wetland habitat loss and habitat destruction for beet cultivation. Due to overuse of water, there are the agriculture water use, irrigation inefficiency, over irrigation and pollution. Then there is water use in processing, irrigation and human health. As we know that the mill effluents are released into various water bodies, so perhaps the most significant impact from sugarcane and beet processing is related to polluted effluent. Cane meal effluents tend to be relatively rich in organic matter compared to all other sources, and the decomposition of this matter reduces the oxygen levels in the water, which results in the death of many water organisms.
Now talking about the various sustainable practices that a sugar industry can adopt are using sweet sorghum, which is a byproduct, as a biomass feedstock. Another byproduct bagasse can be used as second generation biofuel. Industry should also opt for sustainable cultivation of sugarcane. Production of biochar using industry waste is another sustainable practice. Cogeneration of electricity from bagasse can also be incorporated as one of the sustainable practices. Sustainable supply chains of sugar biomass, feedstock for manufacture of advanced biofuel and bioproduct can also be adopted. Brazilian sugar industry, which has set up a benchmark for other sugar industries, follow various best practices in the field of cultivation as well as work culture. They use less agrochemicals, encourage low soil loss, and minimal use of water. They adopted fully mechanization of cultivation. They have also adopted for elimination of outsourcing for manual sugar cane cutter, increased transparency in performance measurement and employee compensation. They have also adopted better standard for transportation of rural workers to and from the field.
Thank you.